What up, y'all? Today's episode is brought to you by RV Fix. Let's walk through a quick scenario. You're on your RV trip that you've been planning for months and bam, something goes wrong. Slide won't move, fridge quits, the power's out. Now, instead of cracking open a cold one, it's fixing time. Total buzzkill, right? That's where RV Fix comes in. Call 1-844-66-RV-FIX and get connected via video call with a master RV technician. No middlemen, no dealership runaround, just real help, fast. And over 40% of these issues are fixed on the first phone call. If it's more serious, we've got you. We'll order parts and get warranty approval within hours, not weeks. Then we can either ship the parts to you and walk you through the fix on a second video call, send a mobile tech from our 2,000 plus tech network, or have you drop it off at the dealership once everything's ready to roll. And even better, you get to keep your rig during this whole process. No more waiting 4 to 6 weeks for basic repairs. With RV Fix, most shop fixes are done in just 3 days. Skip the stress, call RV Fix, and get back to camping, relaxing, and making memories. Use promo code RVVoice at checkout to get a 60% discount and lock in your price for years to come. Learn more at rvfix.com. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Alrighty, welcome to another episode of the RV Voice. Today, we're doing something a little different. We actually had Kelly and Renee on at one point in time. They've been at RVing for quite a few years. There have been RV full-timing for 6 years, but they've been RVing before that as well. So these guys know their stuff. That being said, today we're going to talk about best apps for RVing and road trips, navigation, planning, campground finders, and more. I don't know all these. I've heard a lot of them, but they're the experts, and they're going to talk about it. So welcome back, Kelly and Renee. Weird. It looks like you're in the same camper, same time, same clothes and everything. Goofy. Wow. Yeah. Same, so me too. Weird.
Living in an RV with a washer dryer, you can wear the same clothes even the next day.
Yeah, we planned it out, 2 different times. And I'm sorry, everybody out there. I'm snacking right now because I'm hungry. So I'll try not to eat and talk at the same time. But anyway, so let's talk about the best RV apps that you guys use. People out there, you probably got your RV loaded in, but is your phone road trip ready, right? Let's talk about all these things. So what are some of your absolute go-to apps for RV travel?
All right. I would say RV Life. That's a membership one. We like that for route planning, and it will redirect us around bridges. So we like that one. Campendium, I like for finding boondocking spots or like those inexpensive, small, local, like regional parks. And then for fuel wise, you like
Open Roads. Open Roads is a great app that will show you discounted fuel prices at several of the truck stops, such as Love's, the TAs, that will help you get your money to last a little bit longer by giving you significant discounts on some of the diesel fuel.
And then we travel with e-bikes. So I like to use Trail Link. That's a good app. So when we get to an area, I'm looking to see, are there trails so we can ride our bikes?
And also that trail, also a walking trail link as well. I mean, it's all in the same. Walking, biking.
Mainly, it is hiking too, but we mainly use it for biking.
It's called Trail Link. I'm guessing it's similar to All Trails.
Yes. Yep. Similar. Trail Link. Yep.
Very nice.
And then you're going to want a good weather app. I just use WeatherBug because you got to be watching. Like yesterday, we went through hail and snow and wind and storms and all in one trip. So you got to be able to read and stay. Yeah, it was
stellar.
Quite the trip up to Michigan yesterday. Google Earth. I use Google Earth a lot. We'll be on the road and we get hunkering for some fast food or something. And with a 45-foot RV, we can't just pull in anywhere. So I'll look up, or even sometimes we used to overnight. Bless you. At Cracker Barrel. And so I will Google Earth to see if there's a large parking lot nearby that we can pull into and then just walk over to the restaurants.
Such as yesterday was a great example. Not only did we're concerned about the weather, we're looking at the weather map, big red line in front of us, but we're also getting a little hungry. So we decided we want to stop. I was craving Arby's, believe it or not. And she did a little search and found local Arby's just a couple exit up the road. Next thing she did is she pulled up Google Maps just to Google Earth, just to see, the typical Arby's parking lot can't put a 60-foot truck and trailer conveniently. And fortunately, when she pulled it up, there was a Target right behind it where we could conveniently just park the RV, the truck, and just walk right into RV. So a great app.
Yeah,
that's actually really cool. I guess two thoughts there. The question, I guess, not really a question. You guys, when you're traveling across the U.S., whatever it may be, there's places where you can camp overnight and can't camp overnight. And then you're talking about, camping, pulling into a Target or a Walmart to then walk for lunch or whatever it may be. What are those places? And is there an app for, like, say, Cabela's and Crackle Barrel are big ones. Bass Pro's another one, right? Walmart. I didn't know Target, you could do that with an RV. I didn't know that was allowed at Target. But, like, are there certain places that are allowed for that? And then overnight parking as well?
We didn't overnight at Target. We just parked there for lunch. But there is an app called Boondocking, and that will give you locations where you can stay overnight, like Cabela's and one on Mississippi. It mentioned this park on the water, and then in the app it'll give comments, watch for this or things about the location. And we had the locals, like, every hour. I think they were all at a bar, and then every hour they sent another one to the camper. We were in a parking lot on the water, and they were like, "What are you guys doing here? Are you spending the night?" And we weren't the only ones. There was a Class B and a Class C, but they just kept. And then they were like, "What app are we on? Why are all these people coming and parking at this parking lot?" And it was rather strange.
And that was actually another app that we haven't mentioned so far. And that app we kind of discovered when we were out in Arizona when we were looking for BLM land.
Oh, yeah.
And I believe the local residents referred us to IOverlander 2. IOverlander 2.
Mm-hmm.
So you're familiar with it? So that
I've heard of IOverlander, but I have not heard of the 2.
I got both of them loaded, so I think I was just using 2, but that allowed us to find a lot of BLM land in Arizona, New Mexico, but it also allowed us to find that little parking lot there at the marina. So that's a great app to have on your phone.
Yeah. And we love, boondocking, of course, there's more spots out west than other areas of the country. But because if we can boondock, we'd rather do that as much as possible. But and then TripAdvisor. I love TripAdvisor because, one, finding like a good local restaurant, or what are the activities or the things to do in an area. So I usually go there just to see what's the hot spot to tour or visit and where's a good restaurant. If you want like Mexican specifically, you can zero in on just Mexican restaurants and the ratings and look at the reviews and stuff like that. So we've had pretty good luck with good restaurants on TripAdvisor. And then there's Harvest Host too. Like if you are traveling in remote areas and you don't want to stay at a typical campground, we've had some really cool experiences staying at breweries downtown Oklahoma City or out in the middle of nowhere in New Mexico at a winery. So that's a neat app too.
Are most of these apps free, or are they paid subscriptions?
A little bit of both. Like Harvest Host, you have to be a member to use that one. RV Life, I think they have
subscription.
It's subscription. They have a short trial period. Let's see. TripAdvisor's free. Campendium and Boondocking are free. What about the
IOverlander is free.
Yeah. Open Roads, that's a membership.
Open Roads is a membership.
The fuel card. Yeah. So a little bit of both.
So on the Open Roads membership, what is it for a year? Do you know? Have off the top of your head?
I'll take that back. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if there is a membership. I think it's just, I correct me if
Oh, you just have to sign
I think
up.
you sign up, you provide them your information, connect a checking account, savings account to that card.
Correct.
I don't think, and I could be wrong, I don't think there is a membership, so I misspoke on that.
Yeah, and it used to be, it had to be like a checking account, but I think they're going to be switching to a credit card or something.
Mm-hmm. So,
but yeah, I don't think that one is a membership. I think we're wrong on
Interesting. Yeah, so I was just wondering on that because, like, what does it actually save you money then? You know, say you paid $100 a year, you know, a couple trips you pay for it, right? So, all right, well, sweet. No, nothing on there as far as we know. Have you guys ever heard of the Dirt with a Y?
Yes. I'm like,
she has.
looked
I
at
have
it.
not.
No, I can't.
I haven't either.
But
That's why I'm asking.
I'm trying to think if I had it. I've heard of it, but now I can't remember what it is.
It's okay if you don't. I was just curious because it popped up on here. I've never heard of it, so I wanted to know if you guys have heard of it.
I have not.
I have, but, and it was DYRT.
Correct, and yeah, that's for MES. It's in conjunction, not in conjunction. Sorry, it's also with Campendium and IOverlander. So I'm guessing it's very similar for just boondocking campground sites. Same idea.
Yeah, I have not used that one.
Well, cool.
I'll have to check it.
That's all right. But RV for like best navigation tools, we spoke before. You said RV Life is a big one because you can type in your actual height, weight, length, whatever it may be, and it'll point you down the right road so you don't go over underpasses or overpasses that are no bueno, ripping off stuff off the top of your roof. And then it'll take you more fuel efficient routes if it wants to, or more scenic routes. On top of that, you use Google for other ideas or just other, you know, hey, this looks like a cool route. We should pop off of here and check that out. What about any maintenance trackers or checklist apps? Do you guys use anything like that?
No, Kelly, we're lucky, is very handy, and he just knows when to do things and gets things done. And I mean, when we were in Florida this past couple months, he's been repairing and replacing quite a bit. I mean, 6 years rattling down the road, things start wearing out and need replacing, but we don't use an app, but I mean, we do have a schedule that we just kind of remind each other and follow. And
other than the RV Life, the only other app that I use is kind of a maintenance and a kind of a pre-check is I have the Lippert One Control app that it syncs up and it monitors our tire pressure and temperature as you're going down the road. So it's a tire link. If you're familiar with that, it's a great idea. I'd encourage anybody that's out there pulling an RV, a fifth wheel, a trailer, to have some type of tire pressure monitor system on it, whether it's a tire link or something else. It gives you a heads up if one of the tire senses that the tire is heating up, maybe because of a premature bearing failure, or perhaps the tire pressure is dropping and you have a flat. And by that awareness, that early detection, it can save you a lot of money because, as you know, if you continue to drive on a flat tire or a wheel bearing that's about to freeze up, it could cost you significant additional dollars or damage to the RV. So if you don't have them, I would highly suggest in looking into them. Awesome.
Yeah, there's the TPMS system is just a safety, you know, a safety feature overall. You should probably have one of those, especially if you're going long distances. I mean, you know, where I come from, Nebraska side of things, people are traveling 30 miles, 60 miles maybe. It's still a good idea by all means, but if you feel comfortable with your tire's age and tire, you know, dry rot or major flat spots or anything, I think you'll be quite all right. But still a great thing to have for any road trips or anything like that. So what about some community-based apps? I know that RV Life has some sort of community-based, but you guys are also on Facebook and Instagram. You guys check them out here. They do a lot of wonderful stuff. They've been doing it for quite some time, 6 years full time, and their Facebook group is also a good size. But is there anything other community groups that you do? I know like Full Time Families is one, but any of those?
No, we're Keystone ambassadors, so I know they have a website, so they have where you can go to their website and for technical inquiries or maintenance information, and then they do some blogs regarding their ambassadors and just RVing tips. And then I know Lippert has app too, where you can go, excuse me, and share information amongst other RVers. Those are probably the two. Any others but I'm aware of full-time families, but we're empty nesters, so we don't fall under that category.
Don't want to deal with all the children running around. I completely understand.
5 and older parks, so
I think we mentioned that you guys don't do like a lot of, or the favorite app for photo trip logging. We just talked about this beforehand. You guys don't do that, or do you have your own way of doing that? I mean, obviously you have your Instagram and Facebook, so you guys do a little bit on there. But are there anything else? I think RV Life has one where you can actually like almost like a review of your trip. You can like dump into your trip guide or whatever. I've heard that before, I think.
I need to start looking into using those. I've heard about a couple of different ones. I mean, for a while there, I was old school where years ago, our friend had given us one of those books, camping books, and it, you put the location, the date, the weather,
site
number, ideal site number, things you did, all that stuff. And so then I was kind of just doing a binder and just copying those sheets and making notes and putting the RV park map in there and hanging on to it, which has come in handy a couple of times. People have been like, where was that park that we went 4-wheeling and we stayed at? And, I've got that information, but it would be much easier if I did it digital. So I need to get more with the modern times and not the old school paper logging of our trips.
Get with the times.
She likes She loves paper.
What? You guys have a printer in there?
I do. I have a little mini printer.
That's great.
Yeah.
You might be one of the first that I've heard it actually has a printer in their RV.
Oh, it works great.
A Tango. It's called a Tango printer. It's smaller than a piece of paper. It's
perfect. It's a little
great
compact
quality
printer. We've had it for 4 or 5 years. We've had it a while. So
is that they're basically only yay big and this tall, basically?
Yeah, yep. It's like little rectangle shape. Yeah, works great.
Great printer.
Zips it right through. Yeah. Very cool. So you did mention this one last time. What's the best app for finding dump stations or fresh water? Is there two separate ones?
It does not list fresh water, I don't believe. And that's one of my pet peeves. It's RV dumps. If you need to find a dump station after you've been like boondocking a while. But it was kind of annoying because where all these dumps were, there was not fresh water to like refill your freshwater tank to go back boondocking. So you almost had to stay at an RV park to fill your freshwater tank to then go boondock. So
probably not good to use non-potable water in your RV.
You don't want to use the one at the dump tank.
They at least put it like 50 feet away from each other, right? You don't need it. Yeah. Here's a dump station. Here's a freshwater spigot.
Yeah, that's mine was fresh water. So that was, I don't know if anyone has info on that, message us, but that's what we ran into because we did a lot of consecutive boondocking out west and we could dump the tanks, but we ran into issues filling the fresh water. So.
Well, perfect. We mentioned some other apps in another episode. The episode was about best fuel saving tips and stuff like that. So you can guys watch that as well. Other than that, guys, I think that covers really everything. Weather, you said you use WeatherBug. That's one I have not used. I'm a Weather Underground person. I've been that way for 20 years. Like literally, I was watching weather reports when I was hunting and fishing as a kid. I'd literally get on there. I'm like, oh man, Wednesday's going to be a good day to hit the pond. So we did solar table stuff and stuff like that, but different stuff on there. Is there any other apps that we didn't mention that you'd like to mention? You said TripAdvisor, you said Campendium, a whole bunch of other ones, but
mentioned open roads, but there is also upside if you're like just running around town during the week or your weekenders. That's a great one. And it's not only fuel, it was select like fast food places also. You could get discounts and then accrue money. And then what's the other fuel one we use? I'm blanking.
Gas Buddy?
Yeah, Gas Buddy. So we'll look at that too, like, because sometimes open roads, they're not nearby, because you can only use select travel stations with them. So then sometimes we'll look at Gas Buddy to see, okay, what's a good price nearby to save money on fuel. So we use that one quite a bit also.
This isn't an app, but it can help you on your trips. So check out RV Fix. They can do a lot of things for you. That being said, guys, that kind of wraps it up for the apps things. I enjoy that we're trying to do more episodes at once. It gives me lots of content. I can work through all sorts of stuff and get a lot of stuff done in a short amount of time. So I really appreciate you guys and your expertise on this. And what's your? I guess this is a question. What's your absolute favorite app out of all of the apps that you use?
Ooh, do you have a favorite app?
Or 3 favorite apps? How about that? Top 3.
I like the TripAdvisor. She's the one that uses all the apps. But I like the TripAdvisor because sometimes when you're in different locations, whether it's a planned destination or it's an unexpected destination, and you're there because of you had some repairs you needed done on your RV, she always goes to TripAdvisor. It finds what are the 3 or 4 great things that you got to see in the area, the great restaurants to see. So I think, from my standpoint, I like the TripAdvisor.
Yeah, I would say top 3. I'd probably say RV Link, TripAdvisor,
RV Life,
RV Life, TripAdvisor, and then even for us like Google Earth. That really, I have to use that a lot when we're trying to pull in somewhere overnight or to stop and pick up fast food when we're hauling the camper. So I use those a lot when we're on the road and just making sure there's room to pull in.
What about RV Fix It? That's a great one right there. RV Fix It.
RV Fix. It's not an app. It's not an app, but it is a membership.
There you go, right there. That one.
If you need help with your RV, they can help you get your RV fixed. So
I was trying.
Yeah, I appreciate the help. You did wonderful. I'll cut it out of there and we can drop it in. I'll tag you in it.
Membership, RV Fix. Membership.
Yes, absolutely. Well, cool, guys. Thank you very much for that. I think anybody out there listening, there's tons of apps out there. All of them are very helpful. Just what caters to you the most, right? Whether you're doing a weekender, whether you do only boondocking, whether you do hunting stuff as well, they can help. So IOverlander, and then there's like Onyx Off-Road is another one, if we haven't heard about that. That's for like boondocking and stuff like that. They have 4 or 5 different apps now.
New AI stuff is like Chat GPT. That I haven't used it yet because I just learned about it. So you can go out and Chat GPT and say, I'm going to this area, give me things to do, or I'm looking for this campground or looking for a campground and I need this area. Like, it's incredible what you can do with the Chat GPT on finding restaurants, finding campgrounds, finding things to do. And so I just learned about it and I haven't used it too much yet, but that's another really cool one. But
I never even thought about that. I've used ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT every day, which is, thanks to ChatGPT, if I can figure out how to invest in AI, I'm going to do it. It's kind of not an easy thing to invest in. It's kind of like they're just kind of aloof. It's almost hard to like buy into these companies. But that being said, everybody out there, stay tuned for more from the RV Voice. I missed it last time. I had to press re-record.